Good morning. All right, so today, oh man, it's beautiful, nice blue skies. I don't know if you can see around me. Got a little bit of clouds, but it's not even really clouds. It just, I don't know. Yeah, it's nice out. So I've had these beams that have been sitting out here. I know I've said it in some previous videos that I had a project that I really need to be working on. So there's actually someone in the blacksmithing community here on YouTube that I've been telling them for at least a year, probably a little over a year, that's going to make him a stand that is close to the stands we have in our guild, which look like this. And then we also have Black Beauty. So as you can see, it has a place for an anvil, also a place for a post vise with a project I've been working on for a little while. I actually hurt my shoulder, so I haven't been working on anything for the past few months since before we went to Texas. So that's actually what I'm going to be working on today, is trying to get this majority of it knocked out. We'll try to get it knocked out for today. If not, hopefully this weekend, or at least get a lot of the pieces done that I need to where all we really have to do is put it together. So I'm trying to remember what the measurements were for this, and then I started to remember that, oh hey, I actually wrote that down somewhere. Let's go look. So over here I have some tools hanging down, which, I mean, we got stuff everywhere. We got a ladder in here. There's that portable garage, the new one that we got. And then over here on my saws, up against the wall, I don't know if you can see, but right there, it says Yames. Then 36 inches or 3 feet tall for that, 20 inches for the other side. And then the whole thing is 3 feet long. So I'm glad I wrote it down somewhere. That way I remembered what I needed to do. I remembered that the tall part was 36, but I couldn't remember what the other part was. So, Yames, brother, here we go. Let's get this thing built. All right, and actually, before I really get started, just an update on my shoulder. Yes, my shoulder is still messed up. I do have a VA medical appointment on March 4th, which is coming up really soon. So this actually has been hurting and stuff since December. But I'm not the type of person, I can't just sit around even though I do feel pain. I try to limit the mobility of what causes the pain, but you will probably notice that I'm going to be using a lot of the tools with my left hand, which I'm not left-handed, so hopefully the cuts come out okay. All right, so I got that slot cut out. I just need to come back in here and clean these out. Try to break them off the best you can. I come in here with a chisel and get this stuff cleaned up. I still don't have the greatest of chisels, and I'm still working on a timber frame slick. So yeah, work with what you got, I guess, for right now. But let's get this cleaned up and then we'll work on the feet. All right, there we go, all cleaned up. So let's go grab the other piece and we'll see if it fits in there. Alright, so for the leg parts, I don't want them to be just straight up and down underneath it. I actually want them to be kind of cantilevered. Well, let's see if I can put one here. So I want them to be kind of going out like so, give or take. But I need to get a measurement, that way I can also trim off the bottoms, and then I want to leave a little bit of meat here, that way I can kind of come down at an angle and then leave another little piece of meat for this piece here to be able to sit, basically sit on like a little shelf, and then we can bolt it in from the sides. All right, so but I do want to leave just a little bit, and even if I have to trim a little bit of the corner off, that way it stays flat across the top. Let's do that. And then I did cut these a little long, that way we can keep it at 20 inches whenever it's done. All right, so I'm going to show you. So as of right now, actually both of these are too short, which I had a feeling I probably didn't leave enough material. So because I wanted to do, you know, for a spread this wide, because I want to have a nice fairly wide stance. This is only going to be a 3-legged stand. It makes it a little more versatile for taking it out in grass or out into a field, or because it's more of a mobile stand, so it makes it actually a little better balanced, only being 3 feet. But I wanted obviously 2 feet where the anvil is, so it's stronger, and then the single leg more on the post vise, because the majority of the stuff you're doing on post vise, it only requires 1 leg. But these are actually going to be too short, and I'm going to show you. So if you actually look here, so I try to get that lined up. So I took my angle finder, basically I put it in here, all right, until it touches both sides, tighten it down, and then you bring it over to, I have a Swanson speed square. All right, I get that set up, and I try to get that angle up here, basically right there on that corner, come down, and then as you can see, right at 35 degrees. All right, so I take this here, okay, I come over to each side, all right, I mark a line, and then I come over to this one, I mark a line, and then where that point meets here and that point meets here, I drew a line straight across. So that gives me a nice level top in reference to that 35-degree angle. And then I come over with my speed square, put it right on that line, get it nice and square down to the bottom. All right, like so. And then I can come over and see where my 20, because he needs it 20 inches tall for the height of his anvil and for where it measures out for him. Okay, so with that on that line coming down, I have 20 right here, but if I'm gonna look across, I mean, this one's not even long enough, because by the time I come over here, I'm already down here. So for this one, I'm gonna take the length of this log or this timber here. I'm gonna add about 2 inches to the length of whatever this one is, and I need to cut 2 more. That way I can do this again. So let me go ahead and get those cut, and then we'll be right back. All right, so I got my pieces recut, and then I got just another scrap piece to be able to get basically the lines that I need. So if you take this off, you'll see. So basically I need to cut this off, and then cut down, and then cut across, and then that will leave me my shape of where I put this piece on. And then you see I have the lines down here marked at 20 for the height. So just like I showed you previously, utilizing the square. So let's get it cut out. All right, and then on the saw for the angle, I come up here and I already know it's 35 degrees that I'm doing, so I go up here and I set it to the little tick mark, 35 degrees, and let's see if it works. Alright, so I don't think I've ever showed my bandsaw. This is just an elephant bandsaw. It's operating, I don't know if you can see that elephant symbol. But, I mean, I bought it used. It's rough shape. It does the job. You can kind of see a very rough blade guide on the top, and I don't even have a blade guide in the bottom. But for these cuts here, I think I'm just going to try to use the bandsaw and see what we get. Alright, so I think the bandsaw is going to be a no, because I truly have not really used this for that, especially for something this big. I've used it for like little tiny small cuts, and yeah, it's not going to work for this. This is just one of those saws that I have yet to really get into it since I've bought it, to really get it tuned up or whatnot. I've even thought about selling it just to get rid of it so I don't have to move it. I still might. Oh well. So let's go see what else we can do. Alright, so I think I came up with a solution of what we're gonna do. Even though it's a two-part solution, I think it's gonna work out for us. So let's go see what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I have this actually clamped in to the sawhorse. Try to get that as close to 90 as possible, and then I marked a line. So I think I'm just gonna run the saw across that. The saw's not gonna cut all the way down, but then I'm gonna have to come back in and use a handsaw to finish it up. But I at least want to get some type of kerf going, that I can throw the saw in there, since I'm gonna have to use it left-handed, which is not ideal for me because I'm not left-handed. to finish it up. So yeah, let's do that. All right, also in true fashion, we got some sirens going off in the background. Still got the little one out here. She's been helping me with this project. So Yarmes, here you go, buddy. So it does not have the bottom shelf put into it. I didn't know if you wanted that or not. You can always add that in later, because I know the guild, they have a little bottom shelf for storing of stuff. But if you want to put that in, go ahead. You can add other bracing. I already know. So as of right now, there's only a couple screws in the post for the post of Vise. I don't have the material currently to be able to beef that up.
Yeah.
But I do know that you're definitely going to need to put something there. But hey, brother, it's done finally. So we will try to either get it out to you as soon as we can. Just hit me up if you're watching this before I get a hold of you. Otherwise,
thank you for watching this video, and this has been this thing. Stand by us, so you can sit here for nesting right under this.
Yeah, what she said. All right, y'all. So definitely check out all of our links that we have going on down in the description.
Yes.
Follow us along on our journey, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.